Co-op or not? Let's talk about it. The age-old question for UW students: to take co-op and get experience, or not take co-op and graduate a year earlier? So in this video, I'm going to break it down into the pros and the cons to help you make your decision. And what I'm going to be talking about in this video is more so my own experiences as a kin co-op grad from UW, and that some of the things I say won't translate to all of the other programs at UW, so take it with a grain of salt. But most of them should generally apply. And for those of you out there who want the quick answer, I would say it really depends, but overall, I don't think extra experience would hurt to have. So let's start off with the pros. And the first thing I would say is that co-op helps you figure out what you like and what you don't like, and eventually what you want to do. So in my scenario, I was taking kinesiology, and the usual option for kinesiology grads is to work in a clinic as a kinesiologist or any other healthcare practitioner, or work in research, or work in ergonomics. And so I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I knew I had a rough idea of wanting to go into physiotherapy, but I really wasn't sure if working in research or ergonomics would be something I would be interested in. So I decided to take co-op as an opportunity to try those sectors to figure out what I like. And even though ergonomics and research weren't necessarily what interested me, taking the co-op and taking those experiences just further confirmed that I wanted to go for physiotherapy. And with all the experiences that you gain from co-op, it can only strengthen your resume. And the reason I say this is because a lot of students will end up just getting experiences that are related to the career they want to pursue, which is perfectly fine and more power to them. But I feel like having diverse experiences helps you view things at different angles, as well as gives you more perspective, in addition to having the relevant experiences. And another thing is, with co-op, you get a lot of networking and connection opportunities. And networking and connections can only help you. It may not help you in the short term, but potentially in the long term it may help you. And that can be through working for that company in the future after you graduate. And so another pro with the co-op program is that it gives you more exposure to the various job opportunities available. And it gives you opportunities to apply to job postings that are more lucrative per se. And the reason is Waterloo Works, which is a software that is used for job postings, is basically a hub for employers to upload their postings up. And a lot of big companies and organizations upload their postings to Waterloo Works. So there are a lot of health organizations such as big hospitals like Sunnybrook that apply, as well as various research positions and municipalities as well. I feel like it would be difficult to find these postings if you weren't in co-op. Not saying it's not possible, but you would definitely have to do a little bit of digging. So yeah, co-op gives you more access to more lucrative job postings that you may not be able to find without co-op. Another pro with co-op is that it helps differentiate yourself with other applicants or students. So since co-op isn't too prevalent in the other universities in Ontario, a lot of students will only have their undergraduate degree and maybe some summer part-time jobs or maybe full-time jobs. But that being said, some of the students won't have any relevant experiences after they graduate out of university. And it makes it a little difficult for those students when applying to job postings. And if an employer is to look at different students and sees that one student has more experience over the other, even though they have the same degree, I would think that the employer would choose the individual with more experiences as opposed to the one that didn't have as many. So in that way, I feel co-op gives you a decent amount of experience, as well as can give you a diverse amount of experience in terms of how many co-ops that you have. And all in all, it generally makes you yourself, as well as your application, more well-rounded. And a lack of experience is a problem that a lot of students are facing nowadays, as getting an undergraduate degree has become somewhat of a norm now. So having the co-op experience would definitely help you. We also have to talk about time management skills. I feel having co-op gives you an extra dimension that you have to focus and manage about while balancing your studies. And with this, you're sort of forced to prioritize and figure out what's most important by balancing your studying and examinations, as well as balancing your job postings and interviews. So you have a lot of things you have to juggle during a term. And co-op is a nice break to get out of studying term in and term out. And last but not least, we have the pay. And generally with the co-op postings, you usually get paid for your co-op, and it helps pay your student loans as well as your living expenses. I know that there's a co-op fee associated with the co-op program that you have to pay, but if you're getting paid for your co-op, the amount that you get from co-op already negates the co-op fee to begin with. So those are all the pros I found with the co-op program, and now we're on to the cons. So the first thing I would say is that it's pretty competitive, at least for the health programs. Like I said before, there's usually research, ergonomics, as well as clinical positions that most students in the health sector want to go for. There honestly aren't too many relative to the amount of students that are applying. And usually most of the health students that are in the co-op programs to try and get these positions. And since us as students don't really have much experience, the employers generally look at the grades first to figure out who they want to choose for the interview process. So it definitely cuts out a lot of individuals. So I feel like in that aspect, it may be difficult to find the co-op postings that you want since there's very little supply and high demand in these areas. And you're also competing with not only students in your year for co-op, you're also competing with the upper as well as the lower years. So the upper year students may have potentially more experience compared to you as well. So it's a little tough in that aspect. And I was a little lucky because I only had one last co-op block that I had to fulfill during the pandemic, which started last year. And I was pretty fortunate enough to find a position as well. But from what I've heard from other students, there are a lot less job postings to begin with for the co-op program relative to the health faculty. So I'm not sure if co-op may be the best idea now, considering how difficult it is to find the postings. Those are all the cons I could think of. I feel like, in conclusion, whether or not you take the co-op program, I think it's best to look at it from a time perspective as well as an experience perspective. So if you already know what career you want to pursue and you want to reach this career as fast as possible, and job experiences don't really matter as much, I would say co-op may not be as necessary as needed. So for example, like a postgraduate course, you may not need co-op as much per se. And in that sense, I would say co-op is nice to have, but not too necessary. And if you choose not to take co-op, you essentially save a year, basically, for your postgraduate studies, or whatever you want to pursue. But if you aren't fully sure what career you want to pursue, or you want to rule out certain things, I would say the co-op program is definitely an option you can take, as it helps streamline the process in a way. So that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for weekly uploads every Monday at 5 p.m. for educational videos, fun vlogs, as well as my journey towards becoming a physiotherapist. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Well, late nights in the city causing hell. Burn this to the ground, oh well. For all we got tonight, let's do this right. Let's do this right.
Or not. Let's talk about it.